When it comes to the DC universe, power isn't hard to come by. From super speedsters, who can manipulate the fabric of time, to cosmic beings, who can reboot existence with a thought. The setting brims with characters that bend the very concept of what's possible, but who really towers over the rest. Here are the top 5 most powerful characters in the DC universe and why they dominate the multiverse. At number 5, we have Dr. Manhattan. It's born as physicist John Osterman. Dr. Manhattan is perhaps the most iconic figure to emerge from the Watchmen universe before crossing over into mainline DC continuity. After a nuclear accident, he becomes an omnipotent being, existing at all points in time simultaneously, manipulating atomic structures, and even perceiving the universe at a quantum level. His ability to disintegrate objects, teleport across the galaxy, and reshape reality itself puts him leagues above most mortals. In major crossover events like Doomsday Clock, Dr. Manhattan is confronted on, influenced the very metaphysics of the DC multiverse, tinkering with alternate histories and even the continuity that defines reality itself. He's daunting not just for his powers, but for the way his presence forces others to question what it means to be human or divine. Taking the 4th spot is the Spectre. The Spectre is the physical embodiment of God's vengeance, bonded typically to a human host, most famously Detective Jim Corrigan. As a literal spirit of retribution, the Spectre wields near limitless power. He can alter matter, warp time, grow to planetary proportions, and execute judgment on cosmic scales. The Spectre has punished gods, obliterated civilizations, and single-handedly overcome threats that would terrify the Justice League. His only notable limitation is a dependence on the will and morals of his host, which sometimes keeps him from unleashing the full magnitude of his wrath. Still, when the Spectre's restrictions are lifted, he stands as one of the greatest forces in the universe. At number 3 is the Anti-Monitor. Introduced in the legendary Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline, the Anti-Monitor is a being of pure destruction, originating from the antimatter universe. His appetite isn't for conquest, it's for annihilation itself. Consumes universes for power and during the Crisis event. He was responsible for erasing countless alternate realities and taking the lives of some of DC's greatest heroes. The Anti-Monitor wields antimatter as a weapon, can manipulate fundamental forces of existence, and operates on a scale that few can match. Heroes and villains alike have had to unite, pushing themselves beyond their limits just to slow him down. The carnage he's wrought has reshaped the DC multiverse, earning him a spot as one of its most feared and powerful entities. Second place goes to the Presence. The Presence is essentially the god figure of the DC universe, creator of all planes of existence, the origin of all cosmic power, and the ultimate authority to whom even characters like the Spectre must answer. While rarely depicted directly, the Presence's actions and influence are felt throughout heaven, hell, and the mortal world. He's omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, capable of recreating or wiping out the multiverse with a mere thought. The Presence controls the destinies of gods and mortals alike, stands above all cosmic hierarchies, and has no peer within the normal order of things. His will literally defines what is possible and what isn't. But at the very top, at number 1, is the enigmatic entity known as the Writer. Sometimes portrayed as the ultimate creative force behind DC's stories, the Writer is a metafictional being, essentially the authors and artists who craft the universe itself. Characters like Grant Morrison have appeared in universe as avatars of the Writer, illustrating the power to not just bend reality, but to rewrite it according to their whims. The Writer isn't bound by the laws of physics, time, or story. Characters, multiverses, and even gods like the Presence owe their existence to the Writer's pen. When the narrative requires, realities shift, heroes return from death, and entire timelines are remade or erased because the Writer wills it so. So, from quantum gods and vengeful spirits, to the very authors of the universe's fate, power in the DC universe isn't always about who can punch the hardest or fly the fastest. Sometimes it's about who controls the story itself. The 5 figures here haven't just shaped the fate of others, they've reshaped the very reality in which every DC story is told. And that, in the end, is true power.